So it is your first time going to Universal Studios ever, and you don't know what to expect. You're a little nervous. You're wondering, am I going to make the best out of my day? Am I going to be able to get all the rides in? Well, stick with me. In the course of this video, I'm going to go over 5 huge tips that will help you maximize your day and give you a great experience, and your belly's going to be full. So come on and join me. So tip number 1, we need to talk about. It might seem like a logical tip and it's just like a no-brainer, but a lot of people do not utilize this, and it's something that we need to talk about. So tip number 1, you want to utilize early park entry when you can. Now, this isn't always available at both parks. It just depends which one you're going to. Certain times of year, Islands of Adventure will have it, and then certain times of year, Universal Studios will have it. During the recording of this, it's Halloween Horror Nights, so it's in October, so Universal Studios opens at 8 a.m. So the earlier you get there, the better. I would suggest starting at the back of the park, working around depending on which park you're in. If you're in Universal Studios, start with something like Men in Black or Simpsons or something like that, and then just work your way around. Now, a lot of people will go back to Diagon Alley and they'll hit Gringotts. It's also a choice that you can make there, but overall, I think that is the best way to do it, is just to get there super early and hit the rides at the back of the park and then work your way around. It always seems to work for me, and it always helps me maximize my day to the best of its ability. Tip number 2. Now, here's something that seems pretty simple, and it's like a no-brainer, and it seems like, hey, why are you even talking about this? But you would be surprised. A lot of times, people do not utilize this nice feature that Universal has given, and also I see it all the time. I go to the parks every other day, and I do see it all the time, people walking around with a paper map. I would suggest, before you do anything, before you even get there, download the Universal Orlando app. It will help you with everything. It utilizes ride times. It'll show you what the rides are currently and if they're delayed or not, which is a great feature. Also, you can order food from this, which is amazing. Choose one of the best restaurants out there, something like Minion Cafe or Cafe La Bamba, something like that. And then third, you can also, if you're not sure what the park hours are, you can check the app for that as well by just clicking park hours, and it'll tell you. It'll also even tell you your blockout dates if you're annual pass holder. So you can go there, click that, and go to blockout dates, and it will show you. Even if your pass doesn't allow early park entry, it'll also do that. So that's a tip for my pass holders that are watching this. But it is a great feature. I love it, and I think it's so cool. The app is great. It's one of the better apps out there for theme parks. And while there could be some improvement on the app, of course, this will definitely help you out. And I do get it that some people just like the paper map, and that's fine. But I'm just telling you, checking wait times are a lot easier on here. And I do it from home all the time to determine what I'm going to do for the day sometimes, whether I'm going to hit Islands of Adventure, whether I'm going to hit Universal Studios. And even during Halloween Horror Nights, it does have a feature down here for the houses to see how busy they are. Tip number 3, plan your day in advance. Now, I know this might seem like, okay, that's a no-brainer, but trust me, you want to plan what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Example, when my family comes down, we always have a plan because we are annual pass holders. We're all premier pass holders. So, which means, side note, that after 4 p.m., we get express pass on every attraction that allows express pass, at least for one ride. So, what we will do is in the morning, we will utilize our time over at Universal Studios. We will spend a lot of time over there riding rides that it seems like the wait times don't seem to be as bad over there. And then right before 4 or right at 4, we will take the Hogwarts train over to Islands of Adventure, and we will use Express Pass on every ride that is in Islands of Adventure. And we've also done it vice versa. But to us, it works better starting at Studios and ending the night at Islands of Adventure. I always love when my family comes down and we get to do those things. Those are always fun to me. And when we plan it that way, it just works so much better. Most of the time, what we will do is we'll start out over there, we'll get something to eat right before it's time to cross over, and then we'll cross over. So that is usually what we do. And usually we've come pretty close to riding every single ride in the park doing it. It's just, an example. But for you, you might just be a single day ticket and only have one day at Universal, or you have several days. But I would just suggest trying to start out at studios, planning your day around that, and then move over to islands later. Now, the question is, well, what about Hagrid? We want to ride Hagrid's. That's a good one. You can always use early park entry for doing that as well, but you know, you can choose different days for this. This is your first day at Universal. This is your first time at Universal, and you want to kind of utilize to the best of your ability to get on some of the attractions that are not the biggest ones, but you also want to allow time to get on the big ones as well. So I would definitely think about how you're going to plan your day. And if my tips don't work, that's fine. Whatever yours is best for you and works for you. These are just my suggestions. I would definitely plan on how to hit the bigger attractions and how to knock them out as fast as possible, because you definitely want to utilize the most time of your day. Tip number 4, where to eat on your first day at Universal Orlando. Now listen, there are a lot of choices of places to eat. There is the Minions Cafe, which recently just opened. There's Cafe La Bamba. There's Finnegan's, which is my personal favorite. There's Richter's Burgers. And over at Islands of Adventure, there's Mythos, there's Confisco, there's the Three Broomsticks. So where do you choose to eat? How do you choose which one sounds the best to you? Well, going back to the app, Universal Orlando lets you look at the app and lets you look at the menus of the restaurants that you're thinking about going. Now, some of these restaurants do utilize mobile ordering, like the Minion Cafe and also Cafe La Bamba. They both allow that, which is a great added plus, so that you can just kind of sit there and try to decide what you want to do and what food that you want. Now, my personal opinion, if you're going to start out your day and you want to go somewhere for lunch, I would start out at the Minion Cafe, because it's just a fun little restaurant and it is very filling. All the dishes that I have tried there so far have been filling and have been great, and I haven't had one complaint at Minions Cafe. And I think it's just fun for the kids, and it's fun for you too. It's just fun and enjoyable. And all the restaurants have freestyle machines inside of them, which we will get to in just a minute. But you can also try to figure out what you're going to do for dinner as well. And somewhere for dinner, I would definitely recommend somewhere like Finnegan's, which is more of the sit down, takes a little bit longer time restaurant. Now, Finnegan's is an Irish restaurant themed to Irish kind of pub, and it is an amazing restaurant. It definitely, like I said, is my favorite restaurant at Universal Orlando. I've never, ever had a bad meal or bad experience at Finnegan's. The staff there are always kind. The chefs there are so good. And also, if you hit it at the right time, there's live music playing, and there is a full bar there as well that you can utilize that. So it's just a lot of fun, and Universal has so much to choose from. So something else you're thinking about, you've had lunch, you've had dinner. What about snacks? What can we do for snacks? Universal has a huge array of snacks, but let me just tell you a couple of my favorites. Number 1, frozen butterbeer. That's the best snack you're going to get at Universal, hands down. Now, there's some controversy out there. Some people like regular butterbeer, hot butterbeer, and frozen. But frozen to me is the best, because it gets so hot here in Orlando. And what better way to do it than with frozen butterbeer? Now, you're asking, what does it taste like? What is the consistency? I get this question a lot. Is it like an icy? Is it like a frap? I would describe it in between, like a frap and icy. And it is not, from what I understand, it doesn't have any soda in it. Now, it could, but I don't know. And it has a whipped topping on the top, and it's very butterscotch tasting. So it is amazing, amazing drink, and I definitely suggest it for anyone. Another thing is Universal's pretzels got it going on. Their pretzels are way better than the Mouse down the street. I would definitely suggest stopping in at Auntie Anne's inside of Universal, or you can just go up to one of the regular stands, because they have amazing pretzels. And also, if you just, for our vegan friends out there, well, no, you don't have to be vegan, because I'm telling you, this snack will blow your socks off, is the vegan brownie at the front of Universal Studios. As soon as you walk in, there's a stand over to your right, you will want to go to that stand there because the vegan brownie is one of the best brownies I have ever tasted in my life. Also, you can get a popcorn bucket at Universal. They have an array of different popcorn buckets that you can refill, and they've actually just updated them recently to their new logos, which is cool. But you can get these popcorn buckets if you enjoy popcorn and stuff like that. They have you covered on snacks. Also, side note, I wanted to cover that restaurants like Finnegan's and Mythos do not have freestyle machines. And that brings me to point number 5 is get yourself a Coca-Cola freestyle cup. Now, this thing is amazing. You will utilize this all day at the park and it will save you tons of money. The top price for this is $17.99 for one, and it goes down the more you buy them, the cheaper it gets. So if you buy 3, I think they're around $12.99, something like that. And you have to check me on the price on that. But these things are amazing in how they work. So you buy your freestyle cup at the beginning of the day, and then every 10 minutes, you can go up to any freestyle Coca-Cola machine and get a refill. Now, this works really well throughout the day and through when you're really hot and tired and you're just ready to have something that's nice and cool and refreshing. Universal has plenty of freestyle machines throughout the whole entire park to give you the best Coca-Cola products out there. And let me tell you, it even dispenses water in this thing. So even if you don't buy a freestyle cup, or you do buy a freestyle cup and you don't pay to re-up it for the next day, you can use water for free in this machine. Now, for the refill every day is like $11.99, and then of course, once you buy it the first time, you don't have to buy it again. You keep this cup. This is one that we've had since, for 3 or 4 years now. But at the start of the day, you go in, do your freestyle cup, just go to any stand that's out there, and then they'll refill it for you and they'll reactivate it. And I think the price on it now is like $11.99, something like that. But think about it. If you buy 2 bottles of soda, which are like 20 ounces, you're already spending about 13, 14 bucks. So by getting this, you get all day free. And when you're there from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night, this thing will save you all kinds of money. This thing is probably the best value that Universal offers in all their parks. Like just everything. Everywhere else does not utilize this the way Universal does. Universal has the best business model for the freestyle cup. Walt Disney World doesn't even do it. SeaWorld does it, but you have to pay $1 every time you get a refill. And also somewhere like Dollywood up in Tennessee does it as well, is you have to buy the cup and then you have to pay 99 cents, $1 to refill it every time. So Universal has everybody beat on this. Well, they have everybody beat in a lot of ways, let's just be honest. But anyway, I hope these tips helped you out, and I hope that your vacation is amazing. If you guys want any more tips on Universal, or you just want to stay up to date on what's going on at Universal, please make sure you subscribe to the channel because we are always there and we are always having a good time. And we do live streams at Universal as well. So, you might be able to catch us walking around in the park and having a good time and just having some fun. But we hope you have an amazing vacation, like I've already said, and that if you have any other questions, feel free to write us on Instagram, anything we haven't covered. We love you guys, and we're going to take care of you. So thank you so much for watching. And remember, the road goes ever on. We'll see you next time.